Welcome home. Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Epoxy, and the Pip-Boy app that has already been released for Fallout 4 gives us some insight of things we did not know about Fallout 4. I'll be going over 3 of these features in this video, as we've got quite a bit to look at throughout this app. Now, the first one is quite controversial due to some people actually hating the ability to clear areas in Fallout games, which is indeed a feature once again in Fallout 4. We know this thanks to the general stats section on the Pip-Boy showing how many locations are cleared. Now, we don't know how this will work in Fallout 4, it may be a lot of locations, or it may only be a few, but the big problem with this is enemy spawning. That's basically what quote-unquote clearing prevents. It's practically like the system that can be seen in games like Far Cry 4. When you clear a fortress, aka a location, enemies will no longer ever spawn in that location. This would be an even larger issue if we were referring to sections of the map, but thankfully, we know that the definition of Fallout locations usually means a smaller area. The main reason this could end up being a problem in Fallout 4 is due to the lack of enemies in locations after clearing them. Sure, it may be more or less realistic that enemies don't just spawn back 2 days later, but it removes more and more from the game every time you clear out a location. However, I personally don't think this will actually even be a problem in Fallout 4, as I don't see it applying to all or even that many locations, as a lot of them are in the open wasteland. What I think this quote-unquote locations cleared statistic is for is things like fortresses or bases for factions, or a larger amount of enemies. This way it would still work and make sense without ruining the core gameplay of wanting to just go out and kill enemies in the wasteland. The next 2 features I want to discuss are both in the combat stats in the Pip-Boy. The first one being a stat for how many backstabs you have gotten, leading us to believe that we will actually be able to sneak attack in Fallout 4, and I don't mean sneak criticals, I mean being able to come up behind an enemy and backstabbing them like the stat suggests. The main reason this amazes me is because of the AI in previous games. We now know that the AI is truly learned and being improved upon from the Skyrim AI. In previous Fallout games, in my personal opinion, it was nearly impossible to sneak right to someone's back without their AI detecting you as seen, unless you had 100 sneak with a stealth boy activated. It will be quite interesting to see just how useful stealth will be in this game, seeing as there are more perks, stats, and features revolved around it. And the last new feature I want to point out in this video is the other feature shown in the combat stats menu. That feature actually being bullet ricochets, which is something I would not have expected in this game, but will be interesting to see how it changes the core gameplay and how noticeable it will even be within the game, and whether it gets us any kills or just gets us a little bit of damage on the enemies. So those are 3 features that Fallout 4 will include. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on each one down in the comment section below. But that's actually it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fight. It'd be super greatly appreciated. But until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.
It's not much, but it's better than nothing.